Have you ever loved someone deeply, but couldn't speak to them? Not because you didn't want to, but because every time you tried, you didn't know where to begin. I lived with my father for 17 years under the same roof, and yet, I never knew what was in his heart. We didn't fight. We didn't hug. We just coexisted. He spoke Vietnamese. I thought in English. He lived in silence. I lived in questions. I used to think it's okay. Maybe this is just how fathers are. But when I saw him lying weak in a hospital bed, silent and fragile, I realized some things, if left unsaid, vanish forever. And the thing I regretted most, I had never once called him in English. Until one day. It started with a message from my mother. Just 4 words. Dad is in hospital. I was doing homework in the library. My coffee had gone cold. I looked at the message and kept working. Not because I didn't care, but because I didn't know what to do. The next day, another message. He asked where you are. That broke something inside me. I always believed he didn't care. But he had asked. I pulled out an old journal. I remembered the first time I was angry at him. He didn't come to my piano recital. I wrote, he never understands me. But I had never asked if he tried to. Maybe. I never gave him the chance to speak. I called him when it was already 2 a.m. in Vietnam. I thought he wouldn't pick up. But after the third ring, he did. Hello? His voice was weak. I froze. Dad, it's me. Silence. Then he said, I know. I couldn't hold it in, I cried. I'm sorry for being silent so long. It's okay, he said. I still hear you. And for the first time, he spoke to me in English. Slowly. Broken. But it was English. I told him about my life in the U.S., about things I'd never said. And I asked, did you ever hate me? He laughed softly. His voice cracked. No, I just didn't know how to speak to you. We talked for 42 minutes. The longest call we had ever shared. Before hanging up, he said, thank you for calling. I replied, thank you for waiting. A week later, I received a letter. My mother had sent it by post. It was handwritten from my father. Not by email. Not by text. The ink was smudged. The handwriting shaky. But every line carried words I had never heard. I started learning English again from those old CDs you left behind. Not to say too much, just to understand when you speak. I don't say, I love you, like other people do. But when you were sick, I rode through the rain to take you to the clinic. When you left home, I stood on the rooftop each night, looking west. If one day I'm no longer here, don't ever believe you weren't loved. I folded the letter slowly. And for the first time, I understood. There are kinds of love that don't speak loudly, but they fill the room until you can barely breathe. I returned to Vietnam 3 weeks later. Dad had been discharged. Still weak, but able to sit on the porch. I sat beside him. We said nothing, but the breeze moved. The sun was soft, and we simply existed. He handed me a notebook. Inside were English vocabulary lists. Self-study, he said, hesitating. To understand you more. I asked him what he wanted to learn first. He smiled. Say that sentence again. The one you said that night. I whispered, I miss you, Dad. He replied, I miss you too. No trembling, no distance. Just 2 people, 2 generations, 2 languages, and 1 sentence that rebuilt everything. From Tailcrafter, English, this isn't just a story about language. It's a story about silence, about unspoken truths, about phone calls made late, but never too late. We don't learn English just to pass tests or to get jobs. We learn it to say what matters, to the people who matter. Sometimes you don't need perfect words. You just need to begin with 1 sentence. I miss you, Dad. If you saw yourself in this story, let language guide you back to connection, to healing, to love. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tailcrafter English. We tell a new story every day. A story that could change the way you see language and yourself. Because learning English is sometimes just learning how to love again. With the words we were once afraid to say.